We're here with many tenants of this company. They just want to speak to the company that they pay rent to every month.
Boo! They pressure tenants by claiming that their lease is up, in quotes.
You're being evicted!
They punch holes in the walls and they leave construction equipment everywhere. They leave construction undone. They don't fix the buildings.
6 demandas contra la compañía, 6 exigencias de los inquilinos de la Western y la se quieren salir con la suya ya que ni ofrecen muchos de los servicios poner un alto a estos servicios que están cobrando.
You're on the sidewalk, but you are right now on private property.
Not a single person has tried to enter this building because the door's locked. So
that's regardless.
It's no different than being.
I don't see any security guards here. I only see you.
There's a security officer here that told us that they don't want you on the property. You all on private property.
Not lies, but our real lived experiences and truths.
De parar esto.
But I think I know who's going to stop it.
Unión en revuelta. Not the bars you can hide.
We can see your pretty side.
Not the bars you can hide.
We can see your pretty side.
I think the housing crisis in LA is like a death, a slow death, where we're leaking out blood and we're getting 1,000 cuts all over our body. And the eviction moratorium was nothing more than a Band-Aid that slowed down that process, but we're still suffering, we're still fighting. And is it going to be a lot worse without that Band-Aid, without the protections? You bet it is. So that's why we're using whatever bandages that we have to prepare for what's about to come, which is a really ugly housing crisis.
No, it's really, ultimately, the eviction moratorium should be extended as long as possible and make it permanent, because we knew it worked. Not perfectly, but more than what it was before. We will never return to normal. There is no business as usual. There is no return before COVID. We will be living in a society of pandemic.
All we want is for them to take care of our homes.
We're not going to wait for a lawsuit to save us. We're not going to wait for incremental eviction protections to start saving us. That'd be great, but it's not coming fast enough. And that's why we're taking matters into our own hands, because for too long, the tenant has been marginalized, made to depend on the state, made to depend on lawyers, when they could really just band together and fight.
Manda a sus guardias de seguridad. Hasta a veces nos amenaza con llamando a la policía simplemente porque queremos.
To us, really, the pandemic is not over, and the eviction moratorium needs to be extended perpetually, because we live in a society now where there's wildfire, pandemic, climate change, disaster, and we're no longer living in a society where these kind of disasters are not happening. Right? So we need eviction moratorium perpetually.
They pose as city officials in order to lie to tenants and to pressure them into signing their offers. They bang on people's doors late at night. They scare their children in order to push these cash for keys offers to kick them out of these buildings.
What's happening today at City Hall, I have to say that it really is not enough. Because even when there is increased protection, without a real way to hold landlords accountable for their action to evict people, we will continue to face an eviction tsunami that's coming. One thing that I want to really point out is the sticking point of the vote today was that the landlords did not even want to give the community one more month of eviction moratorium protection.